All right, so today we're going to be working on some Active Directory. Let me just pull up my documentation. Make sure we're on the up and up over here. All right, so what in particular are we going to be working on with regard to Active Directory? So today we're going to be creating groups, group policy for remote desktop access, installing RSAT tools for Windows 10, and we're also going to create a few users. So here's the thing, and also just wanted to remind you guys, there's timestamps in the description and also on the bottom of the video somewhere around there. So you can hop around and skip around, which is perfect because this is going to be a very long video which contains a lot of the same topics that we went over in previous videos. You can probably use this video as a reference point for those topics because we're going to essentially layer on the recent topics with some new topics, specifically group policy, objects, and RSAT tools. So in this video, we're going to be using our imagination a little bit. We're going to pretend as if we have a small to medium business that we're starting or we're helping to administer, and we're having to set up a few groups, right? We're going to set up the IT department and we're going to set up the HR department, and we're going to have 2 users or maybe 3 users. We're going to have 2 users. 2 users in the IT department. It's going to be a help desk guy. It's going to be an IT guy. Then you're going to have an HR lady in the HR department. Hopefully this goes as smoothly as it can possibly go, because sometimes these these demonstrations get a little wonky because I'm learning just like you are. And if you want an opportunity to grow with me on this adventure, come join me on this adventure, because yeah, I'm having a lot of fun learning these topics. I'm just checking the lighting. Yeah, this is that afternoon lighting. Anyway, so what are you going to need? You're going to need a few things. You're going to need VirtualBox, which you probably already have installed with Windows Server 2019, Windows 10 VM, and you're going to need another Windows 10 VM or machine. I'm going to be using Windows Server 2019 installed on VirtualBox, Windows 10 virtual machine installed on VirtualBox, and I'm also going to be using a separate Windows machine, which is my laptop. I'm going to essentially join our ipv-dre.local domain with my Windows computer and my Windows virtual machine. So you are going to need the same thing if you choose to follow along. And hopefully you've already installed VirtualBox with the 2 VMs if you've been following this series, which are again Windows 2019 and Windows 10. But if you haven't been following along, go back to those videos, get those installed, and get yourself up to speed. It's going to be pretty long. Just take your time. But if you are up to speed and you've done this lab before with me, simply add another virtual machine, or maybe you can use a machine that's Windows machine, and you can just create a separate profile and just add that profile to add the computer using that profile to the domain, right? And I'm going to show you how to do all of that. I might go a little bit fast in this one because I'm pressed for time, and also, you know, I tend to get a little wordy like I'm doing right now. So without further ado, let me share my screen with you guys so we can get into the action. All right, so first things first, we are going to create we're gonna create 2 users and 2 groups, right? Let's get started. So to make sure that you guys can see everything, yep. We're gonna go into Server Manager. You can either go into Server Manager, it usually pops right up when you are starting up Windows 2019, or you can just go right here and click Server Manager, or you can go right here and type in Server Manager, right? Any of those 3 options will work for you, right? Click Server Manager and go to Tools, go to Active Directory Users and Computers, and it should pop up like this. If I were you, I would simply pin it to the taskbar. I already have it pinned. That's why you see unpinned from taskbar right here. And what you're gonna do next is you are going to open up your Active Directory domain tree, to open up this little tree right here. And as you can see right now, there are no computers added, right? And I hope that we can do this as smoothly as possible, because sometimes this thing gets wonky and I have to restart the computer. As many times I've done this and I had to kind of like restart the computer or play around with it. It's just a mess sometimes. So ideally, when we add the computers to this domain, we should see them in this box right here. Now, you see our domain controller, server 19, server 2019 computer. We can always add another domain controller, which I'll probably do at some point, right? But for now, we're gonna go to users. We're gonna go to new, and then we're going to go to user, right? And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up HR lady. Her name is HR lady, that's her birth name, right? Her login name, not her, but HR lady, that's her login. And we're gonna create a password for her. Now, look here. We're not going to, let's set the password first. Set a password and write it down so that you can remember it. Because you can pretty much use this lab again if you choose to save it. So we're not going to keep this check, right? Because this is a lab environment. We don't need to go through the stringent security policies and all of that. I'm gonna uncheck this, but in a real world environment, you want the user to change the password at next login. If this is a new user, this is a new person that you're onboarding, you want them to change the password because you don't want to know their password, right? And I'm sure they don't want you to know their password. So for now, we're gonna do password never expires. You can choose user cannot change password, which is an interesting feature, and account disabled. This is ideally where we would come if we're firing somebody, right? Next, finish. So now we created HR lady. Now we're gonna create IT guy. We already have a help desk user here from our last lab. Go to new, go to user, IT guy. Next, let's set a simple password. Now, user must change password at next login. Nope, password never expires. Again, this is a lab exercise. In a real world environment, you ideally want to choose that first option and then finish, right? Now we're gonna create 2 groups, the IT department and the HR department. So we go back up here, right click, go to new, go to group, and we're gonna name IT department. Group scope is gonna be global. Security group type is gonna be security. Now we got IT department. Now go to new, group, we're gonna create the HR department. Group scope, global, group type, security. Boom. Now we're going to add these users to the groups that they belong to. So we can do it like this. So you just go to IT guy, then you go to properties, and then we can go over to, go to IT department, right click, click properties, members, add, and then we're gonna type in IT guy, right? IT guy has been added to the IT department. Let's also add the help desk user. The help desk user has also been added to the IT department. Click apply, click OK. HR lady, we're gonna add to a group, right? We're gonna do it a different way, right? Right click, click add to group. You're gonna type in HR department. And you can also check to make sure that you have the right group, right? So you can search it by clicking check names, and there it is right there. The underline means that it found the group you're looking for. You click OK. The add to group operation was successfully completed. And then now you're gonna click OK. And let's double check. Let's see. See, we're gonna have to configure and verify everything. That's a great habit to get into. That's a habit I picked up from studying for the CCNA, right? So now we see that HR is part of the HR department group. Click OK. Next, we're going to join the domain. Let me pull up my documentation, make sure that I'm on point here. Now we're going to join the domain with the respective computers for the IT guy and the HR lady, right? So now what we're gonna have to do is we go over here. I've already pinned system properties to my taskbar, but you can search up system properties here. Right, which pulls up about your PC. You scroll down, go to advanced system settings, and you're in system properties. I like to pin it to the taskbar so that I have easy access to it. Also, what you can do to improve the performance of your VM. Adjust for best performance. I don't have adjust for best appearance, and that's probably why it looks crappy. Let's see how it looks. See, it looks a little bit better. You probably can't tell, but anyway, let's click this. You want to adjust for best performance because it'll speed up your VM. God knows I need I need that with my the limited resources that I have. Now you're gonna go to change domain, type in the domain name that you created, and if you haven't done this already, I would highly suggest that you watch the previous videos. I'll post them at the end of this video, or I'm gonna post it in the comment section so that you have a link to the playlist, right? ipvdre.local. Now we're gonna log in with a user that has admin privileges, right? So we're just gonna go with admin, right? The administrator, which is built into the system. And then we're gonna restart and then log in with HR lady's account. Okay, welcome to the ipvdre.local domain. So we just successfully added this computer to the domain, right? Desktop VM to the domain. Close. Let's see if it added. Let's see something. No, it didn't update yet. Let's see. Hold on, let me refresh it. Yep, see? Now we got desktop VM added to the domain, right? Now let's restart the computer. And in the meantime, let's just go on over to our Windows machine and let's pull up our system properties. If I were you, I would do adjust for best performance, and let's add the IT guy. This is the IT guy's computer. Look at that beautiful scenery right there. Let's take a little break right quick. Let's see something real quick. Look at this desk. Let me pull this down here. This is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know what that is, but I would love to visit it. Look at that beach. Anyway, back to work. So now we're gonna log into the domain with this computer, ipvdre.local. Hopefully it doesn't give me any issues because sometimes it gets a little wonky. Nope. And I think we can log in with the, let's log in with IT guys. Username and password. It says enter the name and password of an account with permission to join the domain. Let's log in with IT guy, right? He's a big dog in this. Yep, now he's joined to the domain. Now let's check. Let's check and make sure. In the meantime, let's restart the computer. And we're restarting. Oh, you guys can't see. You guys can't see, but let me go ahead and refresh it. Logged out of, I'm using TeamViewer. Yep, we got IT guy added to the VM. About to show it to you. Got it added to the domain. About to show it to you in a second. So wait for my computer to pull up. See, you guys can do the same exact thing that I'm doing right now. I'm looking to get into IT, specifically network engineering, and I'm building my skills and documenting it in real time, sort of real time, with you guys, right? And you can do the same thing. You can go ahead and start a YouTube channel, a blog, do some research, study for certifications, and, you know, put your skills on display and add it to your resume. That's what I'm doing right now. So I think it's good because the last few interviews I was on, the employers actually looked at my content, and you know, it was a pretty good, it was pretty good. All right, so now I think it was kind of like a leg up, to be honest. If you don't have any IT skills, the best way, you know, we live in a digital age. The best way to display it and to prove it is to do it in public, on the internet, on YouTube, on your blog, and, you know, put it on your resume. See what happens. So we're gonna join IPVDre with the IT guys account, or we're gonna log in the IT guys account. And let's go ahead and log in. IT guy, there we go. So it's gonna set up his account. I have to, hopefully I have, yeah, I should have TeamViewer. I'm gonna log back into TeamViewer so that you guys can see what I'm doing over here. Cause, yeah, this might take several minutes. So, yeah, I highly advise you guys to do what I'm doing. It's not hard. I mean, you don't need an elaborate setup. Okay, good. So I'm gonna pull up TeamViewer, and we're gonna go ahead and log into our computer over here. See, this is all remote access stuff. Like, remote access comes in many different shapes and forms and applications and stuff. Don't know why Microsoft Edge is coming up. So let's pull that up. Don't worry, I'm going to definitely change the passwords so that nobody can hijack my computer. Not a big deal at all. Okay, now we've connected. Let's see. It's optimized for quality. We got the correct screen resolution. Okay, we're gonna log into HR Lady's computer real quick. Make sure that everything's on the up and up. Make sure you guys can see everything. All right, so, all right, here we go. So now to log in, again, if you guys missed it, to log into the domain, you do this. They even show you how to do it, right? If you want to log into the local computer with the local account, just put desktop VM, whatever the name of your computer is, and a local username to sign in. It has to be your account though, right? It has to be the appropriate account. So HR lady. I don't know if remote desktop is gonna work for her. Let's see. HR lady. Her account is about to get set up. Oh, also, let's check to make sure. Look, see? Refresh it. You might need to refresh it when you're, well, it doesn't need to refresh. But you see that this is my Windows computer that I'm using. And this is my Windows VM that's on this computer right here. They both got added to the domain. So those are the physical machines that has access to the domain. This is getting ready to start up. Let's see, it might take several minutes. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to install RSAT tools. I usually have issues with installing RSAT tools. I don't know why, but it's not really a big deal. It's not pertinent to get anything that we want to get working in this lab. So it's all good. It's not really a big deal. So let's just come out of this real quick. Wow. Microsoft Edge is determined. I'm trying to close this window, buddy. Like, they won't even let me come out of it. It's crazy. Wow, I hope that's not a feature. I hope my computer's just running slow. Anyway, installing RSAT tools. So you go to add, remove programs, optional feature, and then let's just look it up. You could just look it up real quick. I guess I can't do it. Guess I can't do it from here. See, I always get stuck with RSAT tools. And this is an opportunity for you to comment in the comment section and let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I can't seem to. There we go. Nope. Okay, let me see something here. I have Brave browser. Let's use Brave. How to install RSAT tools on Windows 10. Those are some weird search results popping up. Let's see. All it takes is a quick Google search. See, mine is not showing up for whatever reason. Okay, so let's see. Turn Windows features on. So programs and features, control panel. Turn Windows features on or off. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's probably because I'm not on a... Oh, I'm not on an admin account. I forgot to... Okay, so this is what we're going to do. All right, that's what happened. You know what? All right, I'm going to create another account. Let me show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to create another account with admin privileges. So his name is going to be IT Boss. IT Boss. So what I did was I just I just copied it over from an admin account. And let's add him to a group. All right, so he's added. Now let's log into that account. We're gonna sign in with our IT boss account, right? Other user, IPV Dre, IT boss. All right, so I believe it's because I didn't have admin privileges, which makes sense. You don't want to be able to install RSAT tools on an account that doesn't have certain admin privileges. So that totally makes sense. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have to restart our session with TeamViewer again to connect to our computer over here. And yeah. We're going to attempt to install RSAT tools, and then we're going to go ahead and start working on group policies. And here we go again with Microsoft Edge. Man, this is insane, man. Anyway, no diss to Microsoft, but it's like I don't use that browser. All right, let's connect. Okay, so this is what I ideally would like. I don't know why I'm setting all of this because I don't even know why I'm setting all this because I'm gonna probably have to restart anyway. All right, so once again, installing RSAT tools, add, remove programs, and I'm sure that I could have probably just entered the password, the credentials and stuff, and do it that way in our last account, but yeah, here we go. See, RSAT. We want install canceled. What is going on? See, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Okay, DNS succeeded. If you guys can help me out with RSAT, installing RSAT tools, let me know because okay, here we go. All right, which ones do we want? This one. I don't know. This is, yeah, this, server manager, storage migration services tools. Yeah, I mean, we could just install a bunch of these, but it's pretty much how we're gonna install RSAT tools. You just go into that. And what it essentially does is it gives us tools that's available on the Windows server, right? They're essentially administrative tools. I don't know what I don't know what it stands for. Let's see what RSAT stands for. I should probably check what it stands for, right? Remote Server Administration Tools. That's what it stands for. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's installed. All of that is installed. We don't need to sit here and wait for that, but that's essentially what RSAT tools allows, right? It allows for you to, use some of these tools that are available in the Windows server in Windows 10, right? So let's close out of this and let's get back to this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a group policy for remote desktop services, right? And the reason why we do this is one of the important features of Active Directory, because it allows for us to set policies on multiple computers throughout the domain without having to go to each computer and setting them manually, right? So essentially, we're just going to set up a group policy that stipulates that the computers within specific groups can connect remotely to one another, right? So let's get it popping. So now the first thing we're going to do is come here, right? Oh, what we're going to actually do is, can we create it here? No. All right. So what we're going to do is, let's close out of this for now. And we can keep that open. We're going to go to here, right? Group policy management. Now, in order to get to group policy management, you just come here and you could just type in group policy management. You see, I already typed it there. Group policy management, right? And it'll come up, right? Comes right up. Now, what you do is you're gonna create a GPO, right? And make sure that I got it correct. So we have to rewind real quick. So we have to take a few steps to allow for remote desktop using group policy, right? We're going to essentially allow users to connect remotely using remote desktop services, obviously. And then we're going to require user authentication for remote connections by using network level authentication. So what is network level authentication? Let's go to network level authentication real quick. Let's show you what that is real quick. So say we want to do a remote desktop connection, right? We click this. We have to make sure that it's supported. So we see that network level authentication is supported. Remote desktop protocol 10.8 is supported. So we see that it's supported. So we see that it's good to go on that end, right? Same thing here, right? We see, let's just get it to open. Oh, look, we already have a thing typed in. Boom. So network level authentication supported. Remote desktop protocol 10.6 supported. This is not up to date, but yeah. So you get the gist, right? And you can also see in system properties that on this individual machine that we have, this virtual machine, which is the server, it has it set to don't allow remote connections to this computer, right? Just showing you a few things before we get cracking. Same thing here. Oh man, this is another, oh, I forgot this is HR lady. HR lady's account. All right, so let me see if I can just pop in real quick. Yes, okay, cool. Remote. We can see that this is not allowed. This is what we're going to change straight from Active Directory with the GPOs, right? So we understand what network level authentication is going to allow for us to authenticate into the machines that we're connecting to. And the third step that we have to take through this this process that we're gonna go through is to allow port 3389, which is RDP, you guys should know that by now, through the Windows firewall. We have to fool around with the inbound rules, right? And we're gonna do this all through our group policy, right? So first thing we want to do is we're going into the group policy management console, which is where we are right now. Maybe I could zoom out right here, do this real quick. This is a little bit easier. Yeah, this is a little bit easier. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click and we're gonna create a GPO in this domain and link it here. All right. We're gonna name it enable remote desktop. Gonna click OK. Right? Now we see it right here, enable remote desktop. Now we have to edit it. So now we're gonna click edit. Then we're gonna click policies. Then we're gonna go to administrative templates, Windows components. I'm gonna scroll all the way down, go to remote desktop services. Then we're gonna go to remote desktop connections. Let's see if we can zoom it out a little bit. And wait, are we in the right one? I think it's remote desktop session. Yeah, it's remote desktop session host, not remote desktop connection client. Remote desktop connection, remote desktop session host. Connections, and then we're gonna click allow users to connect remotely by using remote desktop services. Let me just double check my documentation. I'm gonna do a nice little write-up of this too. Connections, and then allow users to connect remotely by using remote desktop services. Cool. We're gonna click into that. And now we're gonna click enabled, right? Make sure you guys are seeing this. Yep, enabled. And then pull this up a little bit. You're gonna click apply. Gonna click OK. Right? Now, let's close out of all of this. And we're gonna close out of that. Now, we gotta set network level authentication. I said never. We gotta edit the group policy to allow for network level authentication. And it's similar to what we just did here, except we're gonna go to edit, policies. Let me see where, let me just double check. Administrative templates, Windows components. You know what, let me come out here. Administrative templates, Windows components. And then where we're gonna go, let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Remote desktop services. And we're gonna go to remote desktop session host. Right here, right? Hold on, let me pull this out a little bit more. Let me just do this. Remote desktop session host. And then we're gonna go to security. And then we're gonna go to require user authentication for remote connections by using network level authentication. So let me just make sure I'm in the right spot. I think I am. We're gonna click enabled. Click OK. Let me double check. This is like my third time doing it. I want to make sure that I did it correctly. And again, you guys, y'all learning along with me. So Let's see. There we go. Cool. All right. So now we're going to double check. We got to verify to make sure that those policies were enabled. All right. Let's close out of this. I think I applied it. Hopefully I applied it. Let me double check. Windows components, remote desktop services, remote desktop session host, security, enabled. Okay, there we go. All right, let's click out of that. Now let's check this. Settings. Generating report. Close that. All right, see in policies now, we see allow users to connect remotely by using remote desktop services. Require user authentication for remote connections by using network level authentication. We see that we have both of those set. Now we have to do one more thing. We have to poke a hole in our firewall to allow for remote desktop connections, right? Because you can enable that all you want, but if you don't have the proper inbound rules set, it's not going to work, right? So next thing we have to do, is set that up, right? So now we go back into group policy, the group policy, and we're going to edit. Go to policies, administrative templates, Windows component. Go all the way down. Am I in the right spot? Let's see. Let me double check. This is a lot. Like, it's a lot to sift through. So, no, we go to Windows settings. And then we're going to go to security settings. Then we go to Windows Defender firewall with advanced security. And you see that we're going to have to go into this panel right here. And then we have to scroll down here. Windows Defender firewall, right? Inbound rules, right? Now we go on inbound rules and we click new rule, right? Let me double check my documentation. See, I documented this earlier as I was doing it. So now, yeah, we click new rule. And this is gonna be a rule set for a port, right? This is us poking a hole in the firewall. I heard somebody say that and it sounded cool. So now I'm saying it too. TCP, right? Because RDP uses TCP. So it's TCP 3389, right? Click next. And you're gonna do allow the connection. Leave all three of these checked, click next. And it's gonna be allow RDP connections and just put 3389, right? Finish. And then you see the rule right there, right? So now we have to update the policy, right? Right. Okay, it says enforced no, so I don't know what that means. Maybe that will change when we do this, right? So we're gonna do gp update, updating policy. Computer policy update has completed successfully. So let's see if it actually updated. Computer, stop. Dang Alexa. All right, so now let's check our settings. See, it's updated now because this is grayed out. So over here is grayed out. All right. Let's check our other devices. Let's check HR lady. So yeah, we gotta log in. Okay. Her policy has not been up. Huh. Was I allowing it before? Let's see. It didn't allow it. Wait, why didn't it change? Interesting. Let's check over here. Let's check over here. Maybe I missed something. Let's see if these even installed. Yeah, I don't know. It's not installing for some reason. Hold on 1 second. Let me just do this. Let me see something here. Yeah, see, it updated for this computer, but for I don't think it worked. Let me see something. Let me try something. Maybe I need to restart the computer. Let's see. Let me try restarting. I think it worked, but it worked for the administrator. It worked for the Windows server. Interesting. Let's see if we can connect to the server from here. I think I could just do this. Server 2019.ipvdre.local. Let's see. Yep. So we got it to work. Let's put remember me. And now we're logging into the Windows server, right? Setting up personalized settings and all that good stuff. Yep. So we essentially just logged into the computer. Oh, this looks way better. We logged into the server. Oh, this looks way better. And it's way more responsive. I think I'm gonna start doing some labs like this. Yeah, so we logged into the server, right? Let's just disconnect now. Boom. So we connected that way. Also, if you want to do RDP without the, if you want to do RDP without, hold on, let me just blacken my screen real quick. You can also do RDP without a group policy. So yeah, it's allowed. So let's try connecting to this computer with remote desktop. So this is the gist of it. So yeah, boom, administrator, enter our credentials. And these credentials could pretty much be the credentials for the admin accounts, right? That we created. Let me see, I want to see if I can do it from HR lady's computer or into HR lady's computer. Yeah. And we logged into our other one. I just don't want to disconnect from it. So let's not do that because that one got TeamViewer running on it. So let's try to connect to HR lady. And we can log in, I think, either using IP addresses or the domain name. So I'm going to try with IP address. But first, let me make sure that RDP is connected on her computer. Let's try it this way. Now let's try, I think it's desktop, no, 192.168.10.15. Let's see. Yep, we can log in using either the IP address or the fully qualified domain name. And we're going to use our credentials. And we can, let's just click yes. And we can log into her computer using her IP address. So this is generally how it's going to work. I don't want to disconnect her, but yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, gonna take over her computer. Gonna hijack it. And this is the gist of pretty much the gist of remote desktop operations, if you will. There's many ways to do it. You could do it through the group policy. which I think I got it. Maybe I gotta restart the computers. I'm not sure. I'll restart the computer and check. This is taking a while to log in. There's also, you can also use TeamViewer, which is what you see me using to display my screens to you guys. You could also use, there's something called remote desktop assistance or something like that, which I'm not too privy on yet. You can also use other apps like VNC Connect. You can use AnyDesk. But those are the internet solutions. Those are not necessarily, I don't know, a company might not want to use those solutions because you're essentially connecting over the internet. So that's a little bit wonky. But you can always use Secure Shell to do CLI stuff. You can use again RDP to connect through the network on here. Oh, also, I think you could do it like this too. Let's see something. Refresh it. Let's try. It's taking forever to log into her computer, but let's try name mapping, manage. Let's try something. Anyway, I'm gonna close the connection out because I don't know why it's taking so long. All right, so what we're doing over here is we're in Active Directory users and computers. Let's see if we can try to connect through here. Also, if you want to disable an account, you can do that here. Disable account, right? Or you could go to users and oh, wait, where are they? Huh? Did they disappear? I don't see, wait, hold on a second. There we go. I didn't refresh it. If you don't refresh it, it's not gonna show up. You can disable the accounts like this too. This is the Active Directory stuff that they want you. You can send mail, add group, find. But let's see if you can connect to anyone's computer through here. I'm just curious. Let's see if I can do it through here. So we went to Active Directory users and computers. Then we went to computers. Right-clicked, clicked manage. Let's wait for that to load up. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if we can remote from her computer. I mean, HR, that's not something HR typically does, but I mean, they'd have no business doing that. Connect to another computer. Let's see. Let me do Andres. ThinkPad. See if you could do it from here. I never did this before. I'm just trying something out. At this point, this is all like extra stuff. Let's see. Yep, I think you can. Yeah, I probably don't have it all set up here. Yeah, so anyway, that's all extra stuff anyway. Yeah, see, so HR lady is not authorized. It says the connection was denied because the user account is not authorized for remote login. She's not allowed to log into anybody's computer, right? We don't have that set up for her. So the only thing is, maybe if, I'm not too sure if the group policy was applied. I just want to double check one more thing. I might have to restart the computer maybe. Oh, there it go. It works now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just needed to, I guess I needed to log in and log back out, or log out and then log back in. So yeah, we did it. There it is. It's done. So that's pretty much that. I think I could close this out. So let me see. I think that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. We just learned how to, let me see what we did. We did a lot. This video's not as long as I thought it would be. So what did we learn today? So today we created 2 users, well, 3 users, right? We created IT guy, IT boss, and HR lady, and we added them to respective groups. We added the IT guys, which includes IT boss and IT guy, to the IT department, and we added HR lady to the HR department. We also created 2 groups, the aforementioned IT department and the HR department. Then we attempted to install RSAT tools, which is not cooperating right now, but that's not a big deal right now. And RSAT tools, all you need to know, RSAT tools allows for you to get server tools, remote server management tools on your Windows machine, on your Windows 10 machine. And we also set a group policy for our Active Directory domain, right? We set a group policy for remote desktop access. We set up, we made sure that the firewall allowed for the inbound connections. And then we also made sure that network server authentication was allowed, right? We did that all through setting up a group policy. The key here is to make sure that we are updating the policy using the gpupdate or the gpupdate/force command, and we have to make sure that we log in and out of the accounts so that the policy takes effect. Or I think it's incremental. I mean, I don't know. I think logging in and out or restarting the computer helps the policy to update, right? That's the step that I missed. And I got to make sure that I include that in my documentation here. So that's pretty much it. If you want to see the full series of the Active Directory configuration and adding users, creating users, and all that good stuff, just click right here. I was pointing over here, pointing over there. Yeah, click right here. Right there. And I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.